Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Karima and I'm so happy to have you here. Today I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this look. It's a no foundation, 10-minute, everyday kind of makeup routine that is super simple and super easy. And if you want to know how I did it, just keep on watching. Okay you guys, let's get started. I am gonna start by going in and doing my eyebrows. I'm not gonna be doing any primer for this look because this is an everyday look and I do my skincare every day and that includes sunscreen. I don't want to disrupt the sunscreen on my face, so I typically don't use primer and I just go straight in with my concealer, and I haven't noticed a difference. So I think it's fine. I'm going to be using two concealers. The concealers I use are the Kosas. I think it's called the Revealer Concealer. Yep, the Kosas Revealer Concealer. And I use these two. I use shade 8W and 6.50. I will use 8W around my mouth. Right here. And then for 6.5 and 8, I will mix the two together very slightly. I'll put just a little bit of 8 and 6.5 because sometimes I feel like 6.5 is too light, especially for an everyday look and when I don't want like a highlighted look. And then I have dry skin, so everything I use is targeted to be a little bit more dewy and a little bit more of a natural finish rather than matte and drying. Once that's mixed in, I'm gonna apply that underneath my eye. And then I like for that to get a little bit dry, so while that's drying, I'm going to go in with my liquid bronzer. And I'm going to apply a little bit on my palette. I'm going to go in on my forehead first because that's where the bulk of my product is going to be. Take it down to my cheeks, and I do this so that even when I blend out my concealer, it's still a little bit like natural because my concealers can help blend that out and make it a little more sheer and not as harsh, so that way we don't look insane, because right now it looks a little bit insane. Now I'm going to take my beauty sponge and I'm just going to spray some setting spray on that. It is already washed, so it's still a little bit damp, but I'm going to pick up the extra concealer from my palette, kind of just tap my sponge in there, and then I'm going to use that, so kind of what's on my sponge right now, and then I'm going to use that to blend out the concealer underneath my eye. And then I'm going to take whatever's left and I'm going to apply that to my nose. And I'm going to go up and apply it to the center of my forehead as well, right in between where I put the bronzer. And then I'm going to take the two colors. I'm going to take the concealer from the two colors that I mixed, and I'm going to blend out my upper lip, my mouth area. And then I'm going to take whatever is left on my sponge from blending out kind of this darker area and just going on the rest of my face. So beneath my contour, on my chin. That's it. Just beneath my contour and on my chin. And then I'm going to take the same brush that I used for cream contour. I'm not going to pick up any excess product, but I'm going to go over my contour a little bit, just at the top where I blended out my concealer, because I feel like it gets a little bit kind of lost. So I'm just diffusing the concealer and the bronzer together and blending them together. And then before I go in with powder, I've been doing this little trick where I will spray my face and set my face before I go in with powder, and I have noticed a world of difference. I feel like my makeup lasts longer, I don't crease as often, and I just feel like it blends together a little bit better. And you guys, I am sniffling, and if you can hear me sniffle, and if you can hear that my voice is a little, like, not fully there, it's because I'm still recovering from being sick. I was sick all last week, so I'm still recovering from that. And the setting spray I just use is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Okay, so I'm gonna blend everything out. Just kind of go over the parts where I crease the most and blend that out. And then I'm gonna go in with my powder. I'm gonna take this powder on my sponge. I'm gonna use what's in the cap, and I'm using my sponge. The reason why I use my sponge rather than using a powder puff like everyone's using right now is because I like when my sponge is a little bit wet. I don't like using a dry sponge or a dry powder puff. I feel like it makes, for me personally, I don't think the powder goes on as smooth when the applicator is dry versus when it's wet. I feel like it marries the product together a little bit better, and the powder isn't as powdery, and it just gives it a smoother finish. So I set in the main places that I feel like I need to be set, which is my smile lines, around my mouth, and underneath my eyes. And then for the rest of my face, I'm gonna actually take a large powder brush. I'm gonna take what's left in my cap, and I'm not gonna pick up any more powder. I'm just gonna use what's left in the cap. And then I'm gonna go on my nose, in the center of my forehead, and then around where I put that cream or that liquid bronzer. I'm gonna go in with my powder bronzer, and I'm just gonna apply a little bit of bronzer to my nose, because I feel like if I don't do this step, my nose just looks too, too in your face. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it just is too much. Like, everything, you know what? Never mind. I don't think anybody knows what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to contour my nose. I'm just kind of bronzing my nose. If I wanted to contour my nose, I would have done it a little bit earlier, but I just want to add a little bit of color to my nose. And then I'm going to take that along my eye as well, so whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to sweep that kind of over the crease of my eye. Okay. And then I'm going to take the brush that I typically use for bronzer, and I'm not going to pick up any excess product, but I am going to take it to blend out my nose contour, to blend out what's on my nose right now, the color on my nose. And then I'm going to pick up just a little bit, like tiniest amount of product, because I don't want to add too much color right now, because if I do, it's going to start to look a little bit more like full glam rather than everyday. So I'm going to take a little bit, dust off the excess, and then I'm going to start on my forehead, and then just lightly go on my cheeks, just at the very top of my cheekbone, kind of where blush would go, but I'm not putting any blush on. And with a very light hand. And then I'm going to do on my chin as well. Then that is it for the base. So I'm just going to set my face again with the same setting spray that I used before I set my face. I know that right now it's kind of a big trend to not wear any mascara, but I feel like I just can't do that. I feel like I look like a squirrel without mascara on. I just need mascara. My eyes need... No, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I need to have mascara on my eyes. So I'm gonna go in with the same mascara combo that I always do. I'm gonna go in with my primer, my Lancome primer. Okay. This is what I feel like I look like without any mascara on. I just feel like I look odd. Maybe I will try a day where I don't wear mascara, but I feel like I just look unfinished, I just don't think I look put together. I don't know, you guys. Let me know. Tell me if you liked it before I'm applying the mascara or after. And I don't need these to be super long and dramatic. I just want to have some color and some length on my eyes. Like so. They don't need to be super long. They don't need to be super dramatic. Just kind of have some color. I do feel like one I can skip is lower lash mascara, and I'm debating on if I want to do that today or not. I think today I'm gonna skip the lower lash mascara, but instead I'm gonna apply my contour underneath my eyes. I'm gonna take my little bullet brush, kind of like a lower lash eyeshadow. Kind of like that. Do you see the difference that made? I feel like it just adds that little bit of definition to your eye. Does that make sense? I think that's it for my everyday go-to, no foundation, super quick. I think this took me maybe 10 minutes to do makeup routine. I wouldn't call this a no makeup because I am clearly wearing makeup, but I can also do a video on that as well because I think I have mastered the no makeup look, I think, personally. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!